Hi children, we are in the unit Ecology. In that we are learning first topic, organisms and population. We have covered 4 levels of organizations, organism, population, community and the biome. Then we have enlisted 6 types of biomes which are categorized according to the rainfall, that is annual precipitation, and the range of temperature. Then we have studied major 4 abiotic factors like water, sunlight, soil and the temperature. Then we have learned the 4 groups of organisms who are responding to these abiotic factors. Accordingly, we categorize them as regulates, confirms, migrates and suspends. Apart from this, every organism on this earth has adjustment ability. Means by showing behavioral change, by allowing morphological change, anatomical change, physiological change, so that the organism's survival will become more and more friendly with the environment. This ability is known as adaptations. Scientific definition of adaptation is morphological, physiological, anatomical, behavioral changes over a long period of time, which allows the organism to enable to survive and reproduce in the given habitat is said to be adaptations. Let us learn adaptations in xeric habitat and adaptations in hydric habitat. There is a separate practical under biology 2. You are learning adaptations in plants and adaptations in animals. I'll just explain you adaptations which are found in the xeric organisms. The plants living in xeric habitat, we call them as xerophytes, and the animals living in this area, we call them as xerocoels. Xerophyte, phyte refers to plant, xerocoels refers to animals, belongs to desert. In plants, we can see stem is modified into phylloclade or cladode. Leaves are reduced to spines to check the water loss during transpiration. The stem is fleshy, herbaceous. It has succulent tissue which can store the water for longer time as there is a mucilage holding the water for more time. They have multi-layered epidermis. Stomata are deep inside, we call it as sunken stomata. And the most peculiar physiological adaptation, they show scotoactive condition, means stomata remain open during night time. So during night they'll fix the carbon dioxide and daytime stomata are closing to avoid the excess loss of water by transpiration. So these are some adaptations which we found in the xerophytes. In animals, consider the camel, the skin always covered with the fur, tiny eyes with the long eyelashes, eyebrow ridges are slanting, and they have hump. They can utilize fatty acids for their metabolism to generate energy because water requirement in this metabolism is less. They are uricotelic. They excrete uric acid. Even if they are urinating, they will urinate on their legs because in the skin area they have hygroscopic glands which will absorb the moisture, convert it into water droplets and diffuse inside the body. Apart from that, the shrew-like animal will make the burrow in the sand. Early morning they are always basking in the sun. Night time also they'll remain out. They absorb the moisture. They go inside the burrows when the intensity of the light increases. They just press their they press their abdomen or the body wall against the walls of the burrows so that the walls become cool. So it creates a cooling effect inside the burrows. Shrew has long hairs and the long tail. Here I'll just remembering one law proposed by Bergman. Bergman said that the animals, especially the mammals living in cold region, they'll have huge body and tiny extremities, means tail, okay, the beaks in the birds, they are very small. This we call it as Bergman's law, means the absorption of the heat and conservation of heat in the body is always maximum. Hydric adaptations, considering Hydrilla plant which is submerged, Ecornia plant which is floating, Pistia which is free floating plant. In these plants, mechanical tissues are absent. The roots are in the form of rhizoids and each root has a multicellular root pocket. Most of the plants which are floating, they have the big leaf laminas which are floating on the surface, having stomata only on the upper side. Apart from that, these plants will have thin surfaces in the lamina and very delicate herbaceous stem, so that penetrated light they can utilize and fix for photosynthesis. In case of animals, we have to take different examples. The best example is fish. Streamlined, laterally compressed body, divisible into head, trunk and tail, covered by the scales, paired and unpaired fins for locomotion, gills for respiration. Eyes are protected by the eye membrane. They don't have eyelids or eyelashes. These are some hydric adaptations we can see in the animals. Detailed account we are going to study in the practicals. With this, I'll conclude here the session on adaptations in both plants and animals living in xeric and hydric condition. Thank you very much.